So yeah, tell us kind of from the minute that contact was made, what you discovered, what ended up happening. He wanted. It seemed Eisenhower was siding with them, and they became close to a certain degree, right?
Yes.
Kind of take us into that.
He said that he considered him as his friend. Walther considered Eisenhower as his friend. And when he left, he said when he left, because his mission was complete in 1960, he contacted him twice afterwards, when Eisenhower wasn't president anymore, because as a friend. But when Walther left, he said to Eisenhower, "I'm sorry." He said to me, "I told him I was sorry." And I said, "Why did you say that?" He said, "Because I was sorry not to have been able to help your people." And he left with bitterness a bit. But he said something absolutely as well important, that I broke in tears when he said that, because I suddenly, because he had an aura quite powerful, I start to speak not on my behalf, but on behalf of Earth people, because I don't need to be convinced. But I start to become emotional, and it wasn't me. It was weird. It was like I was channeling souls of billions of Terrans. I don't know. I was saying, "Please give us a sign. Give us signs. Please give us proofs. We need to see. We need to believe. We need to know you're here for us." And I started to get really emotional, and it was weird. And he put his hand on mine, and suddenly, it was peace. And he said to me, "We will never let you down. We never had, and we never will." And when he said that, in these words, through these words, it was so powerful, so meaningful. I broke in tears, and I knew he meant it, and I knew that was something people should be aware. They are not letting us down, and they fighting every day for us. And if they
go ahead,
no, if they do that, it's because they know it's worth it.
And but you had this encounter 2 weeks ago. We're not talking like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, post virus insanity.
I know.
Okay. The reason he couldn't really help, though, was because like the Joint Chiefs of Staff and all these shadow government individuals shut down Val's ability to help us, right? So he couldn't.
Yes.
What I've kind of come to understand is that it was like, okay, there wasn't a whole lot that anybody could do. But they're still assisting. And he held Eisenhower in high esteem, like you said.
Yes.
And there was still a relationship there. And then with Eisenhower's final speech and the way he kind of worded it, made me feel that this had a lot to do with the discussion that him and Val must have had about being up to a knowledgeable and aware citizenry in order to end this war, and that it couldn't go through these leaders, like you said, anymore. But maybe the team is different. I don't know.
Yes. Well, Val spoke about 12 men of power and behind Eisenhower's back. And I'm convinced he was talking about the majestic 12.
So here we are in what we're dealing with. They're still fighting on our behalf. I don't want to say the word fighting, but they're assisting us.
That's it.
It's not a great word at all. But with this kind of darker agenda, though, and I mean, was some kind of plan put in place that Eisenhower might have been a part of, where the positive military is working with these benevolent higher beings that you know of?
Sorry, your image froze. You asked if he was part of a plan?
Was the Nordics and Val's team end up, or just the Nordics, or one or the other, or both, end up creating some sort of plan that involved positive military? So when we hear about like the white hats and we hear about some of the more positive things going on, was that something that carried over when the Gray Deal happened, that there's something that they still ended up doing together, that Eisenhower and the Nordics and his relationship with Val, there's something that just didn't just go away. It just got more like, plan must have been set in motion, right? Or what do you know about that?
Yes, what I know is that the Galactic Federation didn't give up because it was too important. You know, they've been fighting the Reptilian Empire and the Greys from Orion, the Orion Alliance, forever. And the Orion Grey Alliance is not friend usually with the Sikaar reptilian empire, but sometimes they lie together for sharing a purpose, what they do on Earth.
The control agenda purpose, you mean?
Yes, and the humanity is basically used as slave and food, I can tell the truth. The Galactic Federation, because they didn't have the free will agreement from the Terrans officially, they say, it's all right, we're going to do by behind the curtain, not officially, and so they work the underground, not, I mean, to since then. They never stopped helping us. They've avoided us so many catastrophes, so many nuclear blasts. We still alive. There's still life on Earth. It's because of them. They protected us from destroying everything many times, and as well from the reptilian and the Greys. Because of this free will thing, this is what stops them to just intervene and wipe out in one go everything, all the reptilians. They work since then. They have as well secret agreements. I'm not told everything about it because it's for my safety. Because even if they know I won't tell, I know. And the simple fact that it is known that I know, I mean, it's not safe. Anyway, so what I know is that, yes, there are contingents of the Galactic Federation working with military, US military mainly, Russians as well, a lot as well, and to try to counter a bit and limit the damages. Actually, all the underground operations in the deep underground military bases to free and cleanse everything, to liberate places one by one, are done by the cooperation of some part of the US military and some contingents of the Federation. This is very secret, but they work together.
Yes, right. And, the whole kind of like trust the plan. Sometimes I feel that that's what they're referring to. And this goes back a while, and that Eisenhower set something up as a countermeasure with these beings and military to protect us in these times. That's kind of what I've gotten. I don't know if, would you say?
Yes. That's what Val was for, what came for, to try to catch up, to try to work to limit the damages of the agreement with the Greys, try to a bit round the angles and try to set up measures with Eisenhower, and so I'm not informed exactly of who is involved and exactly, but that what I know is that these measures are real and they have been going on since, and at the moment it's full on, and there's kind of a war underground to liberate Earth. And sometimes you hear explosions, or you have Thorhan, which is has been working as a pilot rescuing people from abductions. I'm very connected to him, and I can feel and read his heart sometimes. He has seen some tough things,
Right.
Especially with children.
I can't imagine. He's a part of it because it's a greater project.
Yes.
There's many different types of higher beings. Like you got the Nordics, you have the beings from Venus. They're all part of this project, like you said, and they're kind of doing different things, or called to task to do some different things. And some have been the ones, of course, that have been a part of the actual contact with certain leaders, like Val and the Nordics. But you're saying Thorhan has seen a lot just being a part of this bigger project as far as what they've needed to do to help save the children, right? Is that?
Yes, absolutely. And now, since the moment I started to channel him and do this work on this book together, he's been promoted to work mainly on the orbital station. They have an orbital station that is cloaked, not to risk his life anymore, because he became useful to help me channel information, and it changed, so that things changed for him. But until then, I could read sometimes his memories, and it's super tough.
And they've been in a war I mean, doesn't it make them very vulnerable to attack? I mean,
Yeah.
there are a lot of casualties. This project to help us, and they're putting
Yes.
themselves on the line big time, huh?
Oh yeah, they die. So many die for us, and it's horrible. Yes, they put their lives at risk, and I'm a bit upset when I hear people who don't know. Oh, they do nothing for us. They don't care. No, that's not true. They've always been caring for us. And what Val Thor told me, we will never let you down. We never had, and we never will. When people put their lives at risk for saving another species that they shouldn't care about, it's because they believe in the victory. It's because they believe it's worth it, and because they know it's going to work. That really gives me hope and positivity. They know it's going to work. The future evolution is bright. The evolution, you can't stop evolution. You can delay it a bit, but it's the normal course of things in this universe. Evolution and shifting in higher frequency and spiritual opening and blossoming. And every species does it one day or another, and we're doing it. We are just a bit held back by these comebacks of invaders, but it's all right. They have good hope in the outcome. They're working hard. Look on.
I don't want to I can wait. Just keep with your flow.